HaShanah tova. My name is Rabbi Sarah Rich. I'm the executive director at Hillel of Buffalo. And wherever you are right now, I am so pleased that you are joining us for High Holidays this year. Even if it's not our usual way of doing it, we are so pleased that we can be together and we can welcome this new year together. I want to talk about kits this morning. Kits have become a really big deal. You probably have some kits in your home. Maybe you have a first aid kit, Band-Aids and gauze, or a sewing kit. This year I had a bonsai tree growing kit that I have not planted yet, but I hope to do that soon. You can order kits for all sorts of things. You can make your own soap at home, or your own chocolate truffles, or brew your own beer. You can get meal kits for all different kinds of dietary needs delivered to your home, and voila. Even Hillel got into kits. We have Shabbat to go meal kits. We have wellness kits for students with soup and masks and vitamins. And we have high holiday kits with apples and honey. What's handy about kits is that you have everything that you need in one place. They offer convenience and organization and preparedness. And if you're like me, you love diving into that kit for the first time to see what's inside and then keeping it organized nice and in one place. While some kits are just for fun, other kits can make all the difference in a life or death situation. And I'm thinking of those families right now on the West Coast who are evacuating their homes, emergency kits in hand. In the Torah reading for the first day of Rosh HaShanah, Abraham banishes his concubine Hagar and their son Ishmael. There's been a falling out between Hagar and Ishmael and Abraham's wife Sarah, and things cannot be reconciled. And so God says, just listen to Sarah, send them out of your home, and don't worry, I will make things okay for them. So Abraham listens, and he provides them with a kit. This kit has bread and water, pretty simple, but those are their provisions for the journey. Only there's a problem. They get lost, and they don't have enough bread and water for the journey. Ishmael becomes sick, so bad and so desperate that Hagar places him down to die and moves away a bit so she does not have to be there to watch. Now, thankfully, she cries out to God. God intervenes in this moment, offers them blessings, creates a well of water, and they're okay. But it makes you wonder, how did they get in this position in the first place? Why didn't Abraham provide them with enough food and water for the journey? And medieval commentators pondered this question because they love Abraham and they think he's very righteous. And so how could he make such a mistake? And what they come up with is this, that Abraham provided them for the journey, but he didn't think about a scenario where they would get lost. He didn't think that they would get lost. We didn't know that we would get lost. 1 year ago at this time, when we were welcoming in the new year, it was like any other Rosh HaShanah. We were excited for a fresh start, a new year, all the possibilities that brings, the opportunity to elevate ourselves, to do teshuvah, to return, and to make ourselves more like the people that we want to be this year. We also didn't use words like bubble to mean anything other than what you blow, or pods to be anything other than what peas are stored in. And now these are all parts of our daily vernacular. We didn't start the year prepared for the kind of year that we would end up having. And honestly, I find something uncomfortable about this particular new year because it doesn't feel, in many ways, like we're leaving the past year behind. It doesn't feel like there's an opportunity to make a clean start because we know that some of the things that we're dealing with that have marked the past year are really just going to continue, and we don't know for how long. What I want to suggest is that this new year, and Rosh Hashanah specifically, provide us with an opportunity to prepare ourselves for the year to come, an opportunity that we didn't have last year, and we ended up getting lost, and we ended up in need. But this year, we can pack ourselves a spiritual survival kit. When I'm talking about packing, what we need this year to get through is not just our hand sanitizer and our masks, though I hope you have all of those things and plenty of Lysol and paper towels. But what I mean is, what do we need to sustain our emotions, our mental health, our spirits, our community in this year to come, which we know will bring challenges? So I want to suggest some items for us to pack in our spiritual survival kits. I'm inspired by Rosh HaShanah. So here we go. Apples and honey. What will your sweetness be this year? In order to make this year not one of loss or of bitterness, bring some sweetness with you. Maybe it's a standing opportunity to connect with a friend or family member, and you do it on a weekly basis. Maybe you're already dreaming about travel when that's possible. So why not save some money? Try to put aside $5 or $10 a week. By the time it's 2022 or whenever you can travel, the trip might just be paid for. Maybe you want to put something in to elevate your health, and so you need a running buddy or an accountability partner for your workouts. Maybe you want to start writing that novel or memoir, or express yourself creatively through cooking or art or music. Maybe you want to connect more with other people. And so you set yourself a goal, if you're a student, to meet one new person in each of your classes, even the remote ones. Or if you're out there working or retired, that you find new ways to connect to the people around you. Find your sweetness and make a plan now to pack it with you. Second, offerings. On Rosh HaShanah, we read a lot in our prayer book and in our Torah about giving offerings to God, sacrifices. And thinking about that today, I'm sure you have all done different volunteer opportunities or projects in the community, and you know this already, which is that when you give of yourself, you are not depleted, you are not diminished, but actually you're restored, because you have the opportunity through volunteer work, both in person or virtually. There are a lot of opportunities for that out there, that you can take control and have a positive impact on something, which feels really good when there are things in our lives that are painful and not in our control. If you need help finding one of these opportunities, I have a lot of really good ideas for you. So please be in touch. And this is our way to give offerings of ourselves to help sustain our spirits and to make a positive impact on our world. Third, prayer. Now, prayer can mean words in a book, because sometimes they help us when we don't have the words that we want to say. They bring us mindfulness. Prayer brings us into the moment. And I want to suggest that maybe you bring some prayer into your life or add more in. Maybe you want to say the Shema when you wake up in the morning or before you go to sleep, or both. Or say a blessing before you eat your food. Or take time to talk to God, because prayer is not just the words in a book, but actually prayer is every time you sit and you bring yourself into the moment. In your spiritual survival kit, you should bring a time to be yourself with your emotions, to bring those to God, however you think of God, in whatever form you imagine. It can really help to share the burden of those feelings. So bring with you times for mindfulness and reflection. Item 4, the shofar. You don't need to bring an actual shofar, but what I'm talking about is that the shofar is essentially the alarm that wakes us up every year, that gives us a chance to express what's on our mind as a community, as a need to just express. With the challenges that this year may bring us, you need to have in your spiritual survival kit a plan for when you need to cry out. If you find yourself in a serious mental crisis or other kind of challenge that is too big to handle on your own, think now about how you would handle that. Even if you think it could never happen to you, have the numbers ready so that if it does happen, you've prepared yourself. This can make all the difference between life or death. And even if it's not that severe for you, still think now, who are the people that you can turn to when you need to sound your shofar? Last, in our spiritual survival kit, we need each other. And that can feel really challenging when we're apart from our families and friends, from our community, Hillel of Buffalo. But we are here for one another. And there are so many ways to connect. To you students, I hope that you have already signed up for Herd Community. And if you haven't, it's not too late. This is a program where we place you in a herd with 5 students, and you can earn points for different healthy and positive challenges that connect you with yourself and with one another. And surprise, this is not just because we're excited to give you prizes, though we are. It's because we want you to have a community that you are in touch with now, so that as the year goes on, no matter what happens, you have each other. For those of you who are not students, we hope that you still turn to one another and the people in your life, and that you know that you are a really important part of the Hillel of Buffalo family, whether you're a community member, alumni, faculty, staff, parent, grandparent, or none of the above. If you're watching this, you're part of us, and we are here for you. So to review, in your spiritual survival kit, you have your sweetness, your apples and honey. You have your prayer, your ability to cry out. You have your offerings, ways that you are going to give back to bring positivity to yourself and others. You have your shofar. You have this community. May we be blessed with a healthy year, a year of hope, a year that we come into prepared, ready to face these challenges, stronger in spirit, more generous with one another. Wishing you a HaShanah tova.